Today is March 2nd, and we're taking a break from the routine of our lives for a few minutes to pause and listen, to be refreshed and strengthened in our soul. These few minutes can be like taking a break in the middle of mowing the lawn on a hot summer day, and we sit down for a few minutes and have a cold drink of water, and our body is refreshed. A pause and listen can do the same thing for our soul. So let's get quiet, breathe slowly and deeply, and just rest in the presence of the Lord. Psalm 46:10 is a familiar verse that calls us to this stillness. We often quote this verse, "Be still and know that I am God." The New American Standard says, "Cease striving and know that I am God." The Christian Standard Bible translates this phrase as, "Stop your fighting and know that I am God." I had forgotten that this verse is in the context of war, but I was reminded of the rest of the psalm this morning. In the midst of war and all kinds of chaos, we are called to get still and be quiet and focus on who God is, on His character, and what He does. And Psalm 46 is reminding us that no matter what is falling apart around us, God is our refuge and strength. Today, right now, the war in Ukraine is about a week old, and there's no end in sight. And in many ways, it seems to be escalating. War and death and destruction occurring in a country where some people we know and our church supports, they are serving. Actually, they're in the States right now, and everyone is safe. But even the chaos in our own government, the fragile economy, and the uncertain supply chain of goods to shelves on our stores, all that stuff can be very troubling to our soul. Right now we are experiencing what the psalmist was thinking about as he wrote verse 6. The nations made an uproar, and the kingdoms tottered. Yes, they are. And maybe the uproar and shaking may even be closer to home in our own lives or in our own experiences. So we are called to be still, to cease striving, and once again anchor our soul in the Lord. The author of Psalm 46 included two pauses into the original wording and phrasing of the verses. And then he included one at the end. And the pauses are called Selah, which means to stop, pause, and think about what you just heard before you go on to the next verse. So I'm going to read the whole psalm. It's only 11 verses. And as you listen, we're going to pause when we are called to. Psalm 46. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Therefore, we will not fear. Though the earth should change, and though the mountains slip into the heart of the sea, and though its waters roar and foam, and though the mountains quake at its swelling pride. Selah. There is a river whose streams make glad the city of God, holy dwelling places of the Most High. God is in the midst of her, and she will not be moved. God will help her when the morning dawns. The nations made an uproar, the kingdoms tottered. And he raised his voice, and the earth melted. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our stronghold. Selah. Come, behold the works of the Lord, who has wrought desolations in the earth. He makes wars to cease to the ends of the earth. He breaks the bow and cuts the spear in two. He burns the chariots with fire. Cease striving and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our stronghold. Selah.